Hello everyone. Good to hear from all of you. First of all, it's quite an interesting session. First of all, Logo, I thank you sincerely for allowing me to just be part of the session and hear various perspectives. I have personally a lot of learnings because I've seen people who have written books and quite a few things. Then I could reach out to you for further help because my daughter has written a book which is just on the way of publishing right now, just in the last leg of publishing right now. So I think there are a lot of learnings which I could hear from you. Logo asked me to talk about recipes to succeed in small scale business. I think with the way what you have been talking, the level of details get into, I really do not know what more value I can add. But I just will talk about a couple of topics which you have already addressed, but I will also try to address with the specific examples. So one of the first thing, obviously, when you talk about small scale scenarios, what you want to achieve, that's the obvious question which everybody will try to ask ourselves before we ask the external world. So having a product that is world class in your own world, I wouldn't call it as a world in a context of an international level, but in your own world of circle, how good the product is going to be is extremely critical. So I'll give an example of Ourlocalonline itself. We don't need to go for an example which is outside. When Logo wanted to start off this, it's quite inspiring from the practice, from the medical side. Yes, she has spent a lot of energy. She said, I would like to do something for this local community, especially when we have seen what happened in the pandemic scenario. So her initial thought was about, doing the marketplace, right? I just would like to make sure what is available. I will provide the information, let people have a look at it and they can do. So once she started getting into Ourlocalonline was formed, it's a very, if I see the website right now versus what it used to be about a year and a half back, it has a huge transformation. So the idea was simple, basic information available for other people to reach and get it so that, it can benefit everyone. Then from the initial information search engine, she moved it to a marketplace where people can put in their products and start selling the business. That's the next step I have seen over 3 months' time. And after she started creating the marketplace and then where you can do the ordering, then the third stage of evolution when I saw that after 6 months' time or a 1 year time frame, I saw them, she started conducting events. Suddenly, once I got into the LinkedIn, I saw there are multiple posts started coming in, in the LinkedIn. The fourth one I'm just seeing now that you have built a community where you will help each other. And, the greatly, where it is helping the humanity and helping the community, helping the people who are passionate about, and then bringing this whole people together. So all the things which I wanted to talk about is already available in this forum. So I will have very limited things to talk about. So if I look at it, as an Ourlocalonline, it's a great forum. It's a simple idea and tireless efforts. Like people always say, 100 people dream. There is only 1 person succeeds. So the ideas many people will have, it's about tireless execution, is what that takes you into the successful path. So I would always say, define what you want to achieve, build the goals, and the goals that has to be, backed up with the excellent execution. The tireless execution is what I will talk about. A great example I think we have together with all of you is Ourlocalonline itself is a good example of product. So dream of a product that will serve the purpose, that will serve the community, that will serve the people across the group which you are associated with. So that is what I would like to talk about when I mention about what you want to achieve. The other topic I would always say, where do you want to start your idea? Amazon started in the garage, Facebook started in the car parking area. You have many examples that you can talk about. I would always say, start your idea from your heart. And your heart has to succeed first. You have to contemplate your idea. What will work? What will not work? How long it will take? When will I reach? What do I want to reach? Ask all these questions like Abdul Kalam, the former president of India. So I always say, the moment you started to dream, the dream should not let you sleep. So, that's an example which I always say, the moment you wanted to have an idea, that idea should start pondering over your heart at every single point of time. So live the business model from your heart from day one. Then slowly start taking that idea out of your heart and then see where you wanted to take that idea, who are going to be your stakeholders whom you wanted to reach out to. Subsequently, that path of unknown, when any entrepreneur will start, he may not even know what is the destination. What he may know the destination, but how to reach the destination he may not know. So definitely the path to the journey and the journey to success is always going to be a wonderful journey which you will go through. The road which is already known may not be as exciting as the road which you will travel, which is unknown. And when you want to reach something is more beautiful experience, both in life as well as in your entrepreneurial journey. So this is what I would, I would talk about. Where you want to start your idea is always not in your basement. I would say your basement is your heart. So I would give an example. The third element which I always wanted to address was when do you want to reach the goals most? So we just say, okay, I wanted to, everybody will, the moment we start off an idea, the moment we wanted to put the business, registration, then immediately the thought will start coming into picture. Okay, I would like to reach X millions by so-and-so time frame. I would like to reach X thousand by so-and-so time frame. I would like to reach this many consumers by so-and-so time frame. So you will have all these questions will be pondering over your mind. So there is a very nice session that happened before is all about planning. Right? I mean, the planning is all about, you can always start building thousands of Excel sheets, but having a concrete idea of what's your short-term goals, what's your mid-term goals, and what's going to be your long-term goals. The moment you know how you want to segment your short-term, mid-term, and the long-term goals, it's going to be extremely easy. Then you can intercept how will I be able to achieve your short-term goal. To achieve the short-term goal, who's going to be your different audience? I'll give you a simple example. So in the interest of confidentiality, I'll ask my client name, but it's a sporting good retailer. So where we deal with multiple clients through my company. So what we do for one of the region, Russia is one of the big business for them. And in UK or in Europe, you don't have a cash on delivery mechanism, right? I mean, we pay through online, through credit cards or debit cards, and then the product is delivered. So that's the scenario which we all operate with. Things like in India or in Russia, I'm taking an example of Russia here, where the cash on delivery is quite common. People order or people go and collect from the stores as well. So when we have noticed the products which are there into the sporting goods segment, people order and they may not even go and collect because they have not made a payment. So imagine in the stores, there are 800 stores which the client whom I am operating with are working across Russia, and there are 4 time zones in Russia they are operating with. People order, so the inventory or the product is held by the relevant store where you are going to pick up. And imagine if 100 products are ordered by different people, if they don't pick up, you are wasting the store space, and then you are holding on to that particular product where the people are not buying, and then you cannot sell it to that product also, because then you will not fulfill if somebody comes and collect that particular order. Just imagine the store space is an issue, and then also when the moment the product is ordered online, there has to be a back-end situation where the people has to work on keeping the product packed and making sure it is addressed to the right consumer. So what we did simple, the conversion is not happening. People have ordered, but they are not buying. So what should we do? So then we started understanding the demographics of this particular, the Russia in this case. And we looked at people in Russia use emails a lot. For example, SMS a lot. So we tried a simple mechanism in the morning. When the person, whoever has ordered, always attached a mobile number in the relevant order which they have done. So before 8 o'clock, around 8 o'clock, we just sent an SMS that your order need to be picked up by today. So that means he need to plan his day when he starts to office or his work, wherever he wants to go. Then later in the evening, he would like to definitely before 5 o'clock, we tend to send another SMS reminder. Hey, your order is ready. Can you please pick up from this particular store? So then before he leaves home, from the office to, reaching home, then he can plan his time and within a month, we have seen 50% increase in the conversion. Just imagine 800 stores. It's a huge business area. Very simple email notification to the particular consumer, and then subsequently it allows you to, it reminds him and then taking this further. No major IT systems or no major technology is there. A simple SMS to the particular consumer who has ordered a product, who has to be reminded of going and picking up at the right time. SMS, we all get it. It's about when he leaves the office, it should be in his mind that he has to go and pick up. So that's going to be one of the experience that we have enabled. So it's all about leveraging the channel appropriately at an affordable cost depending upon the size and the scale of the business. I'm just giving an example on a large scale. You could relate, if you have 100 consumers, then if you have 10 products ordered, then how do you want to reach according to the convenience and the mode of communication which you wanted to have. Finally, how do you want to measure the success? So the measuring the success is all about, it's not about revenue that measure the success. It's revenue for a particular organization or a particular entrepreneur. It may be successful, but how will your experience of a consumer will be? Imagine at every stage, having the constant touch with the consumer and then making sure you get the relevant feedback at every possible situation, and then taking that feedback into consideration and constantly improve in your business so that the consumer experience is enriched every day, because the preference of the consumer keeps changing. The psychology of the consumer keeps changing. How do you evolve the consumer experience? What is relevant 1 year back versus the consumer experience, what is expected today may not be the same. The same product was sold yesterday, but tomorrow will the product be sold? And it won't be. So Nokia situation, look at it. One of the best, most handsome phones of those days in early 2000s. They said, we just didn't do anything wrong. The CEO came and said, the others got better of it. It's always the situation of ask yourself a question. If you are that particular consumer on the other side, will you be able to pay money for this particular product? Or will you be able to accept the experience what you are getting? So the moment we put ourselves into the consumer shoes, then we will know many things, better than what we will end up in doing it. Finally, it's all about get invited to the party. The more the network you build, the network such as this, what we have, the network in your river stream, the network in your river, if it is a baking, then are you part of various events, that is sitting over there. So these elements that will take you further. So I think I've taken 5 minutes, Logo. So with all this, I think all I can say is having these simple questions in mind and a constant planning, and you evolve and make it, far more foolproof will take this journey much more meaningful and fruitful. Success will follow when you start enjoying the journey. With this, I would like to conclude. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kamal. Thank you. Let's give a big applause to Kamal.